Blog Talk Radio.
Hi there. Welcome to Psychic Tapestry. I'm Ken Kessler, and she's Toni DeMaio. Hi, Toni.
Hi, Ken. Hi, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We are live. Happy Thanksgiving in the United States, I should say, because we have lots of people all over who are listening. But we are live. It's Thanksgiving week here in the U.S. It is Tuesday, November 23rd, and the phone lines are open. 347-838-9903 is the number. There are a couple other ways that you can connect if the phone's not your thing, or if you're working or you're doing something that makes it hard to call in, or maybe you just don't want to, you don't like the sound of your voice, or you like the anonymity of the chat room or something else. We have some other options for you, like the chat room. If you're listening on your computer on the Blog Talk Radio website, you can just scroll down and pop in the chat room. I just opened it up. There, now it's open. It's officially open, so come on in. You can also connect through social media, facebook.com/Psychic Tapestry and @Psychic Tapestry on Twitter. Phone's the best because you may have follow-up questions for us, and we may have them for you, and the back and forth of the conversation is much easier on the phone than it is through the chat room or social media. But you might have your reasons, like I mentioned earlier. So that's why those other options are available to you. Since it is Thanksgiving week here in the U.S., we want to talk a bit about gratitude. But first, I want to mention a little something. For those who don't know, I run an online Christmas music station called The Sounds of Christmas, and this is not a plug for my station. What I wanted to bring it up and mention it because it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of my time, and I haven't been able to devote as much time to Psychic Tapestry as I would like the past few weeks, and that's going to continue pretty much through the end of the year, and I apologize for that. I'm trying to stay connected and continue to do things. That's one of the reasons that Toni and I have cut back our podcast to every other Tuesday to allow me to be able to do this. But I haven't gotten the shows built far enough in advance, and I haven't been posting on social media as often as I would like to, and updating the website and all of that stuff. And I appreciate your patience, but I just wanted to let you know why that was the case. And once we get through the Christmas season, we get back into January, I'm hoping to get back on track with all of it. And Toni and I have actually talked about a couple classes that we're going to try and get up and running after the first of the year too. So things will get back to, I was going to say things will get back to normal, but I don't know what that is.
Psychic Tapestry normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I don't know what that is either, but anyway, I just wanted to let you know that might be why you go to our Facebook page and you see that there haven't been any posts in 3, 4, 5 days. Well, that's why, and I appreciate your patience. We're not going anywhere. I'm just trying to do the best that I can with everything that's going on, like everybody is doing, I'm sure. And at this particular time of year, this other part of my life takes more time, energy, everything. So anyway, that's the why. And I appreciate your patience with all of that. That said, this is actually a great way to work into talking about gratitude, because I'm grateful that you guys are here and listening despite all of that. It does mean a lot. It means a lot. Every week, or every other week, as the case has been recently, when we get on here and Toni and I start talking and we see all the phone lines lighting up, we're very grateful. We're grateful to see people popping into the chat room, and we're grateful that you guys are listening and connecting with us. And I think that's a great way to get into talking about gratitude. So,
it is.
So I'm glad I was so clever as to come up with that. Wasn't very clever at all. It was pretty darn obvious. But anyway, gratitude. What is it and why does it matter? Do you have the answer to that question?
I do. Gratitude is that feeling of just being grateful, appreciation for all the good things. And why does it matter? Because it's the gateway into more good things. It truly is. If you're grateful every day, it just puts you into the right mindset to manifest and to attract more of that. Because people get what they expect, people get what they put out, and if you're putting out gratitude and you mean it from your heart, then you're going to attract more things to be grateful for. That's like a scientific thing, like one of those universal laws. So that's why it's good. And it's a great habit to get into. It transforms your life. I know you've done a gratitude journal. I've done a gratitude journal. Most people have. And it really does transform your life. Get you into that attitude of gratitude. It's a good place to be.
It is a good place to be. And I talked about this before, but one of the things that I did to sort of find my way there, because like probably everybody who's listening, I've had bad days. And there has been times where I had a lot of bad days, all in a row. And it gets hard to be grateful. It really does. And then you hear somebody on a podcast like this telling how important that is, and you want to smack them because it's hard. And it really is. It
I have an answer for that. I really do.
I do.
But
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. But you go first.
Good. It's like the old person thing. Like I was telling you, when you get beyond a certain age, every morning when you wake up, the first thing you say is, "Thank you for another day." And that really happens. I mean, you don't plan it. It just happens. You open your eyes and you go, "Look at that. I've got another day." And it becomes more meaningful and more important. So right there, sometimes it takes until you're an old person to realize what to be grateful for. It really does. We take a lot for granted, like our sight, our feet, our legs, the fact that we can walk and move. There's just so much that we are lucky for, even on those bad days. So there's, it goes to looking at things from a different angle. You can always look at your situation from another angle and realize that you're really grateful and that you're really better off than a lot of other people. And now I'm done. You go ahead.
Okay.
It's true, though.
I know that we have all probably seen the gratitude memes on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram where it's a line or two about the importance of gratitude, and it's a beautiful picture of the ocean or the beach or a cabin in the woods or some beautiful scene. And when you're having lousy days and you look at one of those, it's hard to go, yeah, that's great. But, I mean, it's easy to say this, but I'm in this crappy one-room apartment, or I'm living in my car, or whatever else, and there's no ocean for me to look at and go, I'm so grateful, because things are rough. And I get it. What I started doing, and this was almost like on a dare, because I just wasn't sure this whole being grateful thing mattered. I thought, I don't know what I thought, but it just seemed a little bit, I don't know if it seemed a little bit Pollyanna to me, or maybe just Disney-anna, that thinking of how great things are, or that I'm grateful for things would bring better things to me. It just, it just didn't seem. I had a tough time. I had a tough time buying it. So, what I was challenged to do is once a day, and this worked for me to do at night before I went to sleep, come up with X number of things you're grateful for from that day. And I chose the number 11 for several reasons. 11 is a very powerful angel number. 11 is enough things that I thought, if this gratitude stuff is for real, coming up with 11 things would really get me on my way. Because it's not just, oh, I'm grateful that I'm alive again, now I can move on. Because that's important, but if you say it like that, you're just saying words that you don't mean or care about, and you're moving on to something else. So I would come up with these 11 things, and I wanted it to be a number that was high enough so that I had to actively come up with things that I was grateful for. I had to participate. I couldn't just rattle off something that somebody else had said. But it wasn't so many things that I was self-defeated, that I would go, oh, I'm never going to be able to come up with 125 things. Oh, forget. And I'd give up. So I started doing this at night, and I'd come up with 11 things. And I decided that there were something that I was grateful for every day. The reasons were different if I tried to be grateful for something every day. So my wife, Lisa, is number one on the list. And you're either going, oh, that's sweet, or you're going, yeah, that's pretty obvious, dude. She might even be listening, so that's why you're saying it. But
no,
it would be more
really
than it would be more than just my saying I'm grateful for Lisa. It would be coming up with something from that day, something that she said or did or showed me, or something from that day that I'm grateful for Lisa because she listened to me, or she hugged me when I needed it, or she made me smile, or she made me laugh, or she listened to my dumb story for the 95th time, or she watched the stupid video that I made her watch, or whatever it was, that I was grateful for that. And then I would add things to my list every day, and they would almost always include my kids. They would always include my kids and my home and my dog. So there's 5. That's almost half of my 11 things. And then I had to really work more. What am I grateful for today? And sometimes it would be hard, especially on those crappy days. It would be tough to come up with something. And a lot of times when people talk about gratitude, there's this feeling that you're supposed to be grateful for some huge thing that happened. And sure you are, but those giant, huge things, lottery wins, getting a job, that kind of thing, those don't happen every day. And it doesn't have to be some great big giant thing like that. It can be, I'm grateful that I made most of the lights coming home. I'm grateful that the Wi-Fi worked okay today. I'm grateful that there weren't any bills in the mailbox, or that I had the money to pay the bills that did come in. I'm grateful that there was enough bread left to make that peanut butter sandwich. Whatever, it can be a big thing, it can be a small thing. And I would get to 11, and some days I would be able to go way past 11. I had a really good day, and I could think of lots of things. And the way your mindset is helps you think of things to be grateful for. When you're having a lousy day and you just feel like this is a dumb planet and I hate it, and you're feeling like that, it is hard to think, what are you What are you grateful for? So those days it's more difficult. But if you set the bar somewhere that's not unreachable, you can get there. And okay, that's great. You've got your 11 things or whatever number you pick. So what? Well, you got to do it every night or every day at a certain time. And it will feel like homework for a while as you're doing this. But there will come a point, probably about a weekend, where there's a shift and you do get that gratitude feeling. You do say, you know what, I am grateful for my guides, not for telling me everything I need to know and everything I need to do, but for being there for me. And you feel it. And it does make a difference. It has not allowed me to win the Powerball yet, but it has made me feel better about almost everything, almost every day.
It's beautiful.
And it's something it's a pretty simple thing to do, and you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to learn any certain words or phrases. You don't have to take any classes. You can pick your own number. It doesn't have to be 11. I would suggest that it be more than 5, and I would suggest it be less than 20. But pick whatever number in there works for you. And the other thing is, it doesn't have to be the same number all the time. If you decide, I don't know, this is kind of risky, I'll give it a shot, but I'm only doing 6. If you decide to do 6 and you find that is really easy and you're doing this for 2, 3, 4 weeks and it's really easy, there's no reason why you can't move that up to 9 if you decide to. And the same thing, if you pick 15 and it seems like it's a struggle to get to 15 every day, you can knock it down to 12. There's no rules. Nobody's going to go, hey, you said 15, you have to stick it out.
Right.
You stay up till 3 in the morning until you come up with number 15. You don't have to do that. And there's no test. There's no right or wrong answer on what you're grateful for. You can be grateful that I'm grateful that I got to number 11. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. But after you keep doing this for a while, you really will feel that gratitude. And it's not just about doing this exercise and getting that endorphin rush of feeling that gratitude. It's that this will start to affect the way you experience your life, so that you do appreciate family members who sometimes might get on your nerves, especially this week, even though they're really kind of bugging you. You're still grateful that you get to spend time with them, that you still have them in your life. And it makes a difference. This isn't to say that you'll become a completely different person and nothing will bother you ever again. That's not true. And anyone who has ridden with me in rush hour traffic knows it's not true. But it will change the way you experience everything and everybody in your life. All your interactions, all your relationships will shift because you have that feeling of gratitude. You're thankful, you're appreciative for stuff that you take for granted. And it's not a blanket thing that will mean everything and everybody, but more often than not, and the more you do it, the more you will experience that. And it's okay if you miss a night. It doesn't ruin everything. If you've done this for 5 nights in a row and on the 6th night you've had just a really long day and you're exhausted, go to sleep. It's okay. Nobody's keeping a journal on you. Nobody's saying, hey, they did their gratitude 4 days in a row and then they copped out. But you just got to remember that next night to get back to it. And it'll make a difference. And I feel like I took over the whole podcast. Toni,
I'm listening to you. It's true. It's all good advice, and people should do it. If they haven't done it already, I mean, it really does change your life, I think.
It really does. And I know that's a hackneyed cliche sort of expression that this will change your life.
But it does.
But even so, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't make you rich overnight. Well, it doesn't put millions of dollars. It depends what you mean by rich. It doesn't put millions of dollars in your bank account. It doesn't pay all your bills. It doesn't pay off your mortgage. But you feel rich.
Feel better. You feel better.
Yeah. You start to really appreciate everything that you have. That makes all the difference.
It really does.
So there. And
okay.
You know, there's no particular time limit on this. It's kind of like a meditation. If you do this at night, there's no particular time limit on it. If you decide, you know what, I'm going to do just like that guy on the podcast said, and I'm going to do 11, and you get to 11 in 10 minutes or less, great. That's terrific. Feel good about it, go to sleep. If you're in it for 15, 20 minutes and you're struggling around number 9, that's okay. You don't have to cross a finish line.
That's right. It's for you. It's yours.
It's for you. And nobody else will ever know. You know, unless you're in some sort of gratitude club where you're all comparing how many things you're grateful for, which kind of defeats the purpose of being. If you're just grateful for something because somebody else is grateful for 2 more things, that's kind of that's just silly. But nobody's going to know how many things you're grateful for. So you can figure it out. And something that has happened to me more than once, and this is okay too, I get to number 6 or number 7, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and it's 8 a.m. Oh, I guess I gratituded myself right to sleep. I must have needed that.
Right.
So that's okay too. Any way that you want to do this is okay. The point is to just get started, and it will make a giant difference if you allow it to. And since this is Thanksgiving week here in the U.S., it seems like a great time to start.
It does.
So get started.
It does.
And I'm grateful that so many of you have listened to me talk and talk and talk and talk tonight, and you're still here.
And they're still there. Yay. Yay.
Thank you for that. And
we're grateful for you. We are.
Yes, we are.
We're grateful for them. Mm-hmm.
Yes, very grateful. Okay. And with all of that said, you can now be grateful that we're shifting gears to taking some phone calls. Our number is 347-838-9903. And Toni, I would be grateful if you'd explain yourself and tell everybody who you are and why you're here and what you're going to do.
Okay. I try to do this quickly. Let's see. I am Toni DeMaio. I was born psychic, and for our purposes tonight, will do my specialty, which is speaking to the spirit guides. I've been speaking with mine since I was in the womb, honestly, and I knew I wasn't alone. And so my spirit guide, when we first started reading professionally, told me, don't worry about it. You don't have to do a thing. You just listen to me and say what I say. So I turned different cards over in the course of a reading. I grabbed from all these different sources, And when the card says and confirms what's being said in my ear, then I know that I've got the right thing. So my guides will be speaking with your guides, and then we will be helping you with messages that come from the source of your entire guidance team. So these are very valuable, and they are for your highest good. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it to Ken.
Well, okay then.
Okay then.
Hi, I'm Ken Kessler, and I like to say I fly the plane here, even though there's no plane.
You definitely do.
But I push the buttons and all that kind of stuff. And I'm a psychic medium and a music intuitive, and that just means I get my messages from music, from songs, from singers and musicians on the other side. And for the purposes of this podcast, I have a playlist. I have a whole bunch of playlists. I call my psychic jukeboxes. And I have thousands of songs on each one. I'm using psychic jukebox number 2 tonight, which has 4,640 songs on it. And I set it to shuffle randomly before the show starts, and I invite my angels and guides and your angels and guides to give me the song that's for you. So when you call, I tell you what song's playing. And the thing about music is that it can be so personal that I can tell you what song is playing and who the artist is and everything and what I think it means for you. And that's good. But it could have a personal meaning for you that's different than what I say. When I tell you the artist or the song title, it could just instantly click with you that you think of a parent or a grandparent or a friend or somebody on the other side, or it brings up a memory of something you hadn't thought in. And that's part of the magic of music, and that's one of the things that I just love so much about it. Like right now, Jet by Paul McCartney and Wings is playing. And this is a many-layered song for those who remember this hit from the early 70s. At the time, Paul said that it was named after, it was about and named after his dog. And later he said that it was about a pony that he had named Jet. And then later he said that that the name came from the dog, but the story behind it was about when he met his father-in-law. And maybe there's a mix in all of that clicks with you. To me, it feels, and it's probably my connection with animals, that it feels like it is about a dog. And if that came up for you, I would probably say that it is about a dog that you used to own who's on the other side, and they just want you to know they love you and they're grateful for you, and that's okay. And I don't usually say this much in just the intro here, but I think that actually is for somebody who's listening right now. So your dog, which is probably a lab, just wants you to know that they're okay. So anyway, so that's how that works, and that's what my part of the shenanigans would be. And wasn't expecting that. With all of that said, let's start taking some phone calls. 347-838-9903 is our number. And
hello.
Hi. Thanks for hanging on. What's your first name?
Khalil.
Hi, Khalil. Where are you calling from?
Charlottesville, Virginia.
And how can we help you tonight?
Hi, I'm grateful that I have a lot of people that's helping me and love me. But can I ask 2 questions or one?
Let's start with one. We have a lot of people hanging on, so.
Okay, I'll respect that. I was wondering, I love my mom and everything, and I would like to live with her, but I would like to be under someone else's care, and I was wondering if you see that coming up soon or in the near future, and not when she dies, but before, way before, because I don't want to have to live with someone else and not have my mom around, but I would like to have her around, and I really love her, so it'd be hard if she died and I had to do it, and plus it'd be harder to find someone to live with at that time because it'd be like a fast thing. Do you see me doing that anytime soon?
Well, I will tell you this. The angels and guides gave us a beautiful card, and it does speak to your question. The name is on the card is A New Beginning. It says you're at the beginning of a wonderful new experience. There's no need to have any fear, as the guardian angels will walk beside you every step of the way. They want to remind you, Khalil, that you have unique gifts to offer the world. If you just free yourself from everything that holds you back. They are saying new opportunities will present themselves to you, and you will receive your heart's desire if you believe. Okay?
All right. And I want my mom to know about it.
Yes, definitely. And I have, let's see, what do we have here? We have an abundance card here. It says, heaven has provided you with many blessings. Your family members are bonded and they work together. The children in your family are provided for, and a comfortable retirement will one day come along. They say that you are a member of a really close-knit family where everyone loves each other. And this is a great blessing in your life. And I think they're speaking directly to your mom. So we thank you so much for calling in tonight, and I'm going to give you to Ken for your song.
Thank
you.
You.
And happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
All right.
Hi, Khalil. The song that was playing when we picked up your call was Whatever Gets You Through the Night by Elton John and John Lennon. Do you know that song?
No.
Okay. This was 1974, 1975 maybe. And Elton John and John Lennon were good friends, and they had decided to record this song together. And John thought it was okay, and Elton thought it was amazing and that it would be a number one hit. And they argued about that because John didn't think it was that amazing. And Elton said, if it gets to number one, you have to come to one of my concerts and perform 3 songs with me. And John Lennon agreed. It went to number one. Thanksgiving 1974, Elton John was performing at Madison Square Garden, and John Lennon came out and joined him and played 3 songs. They played I Saw Her Standing There, they played Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and they played Whatever Gets You Through the Night.
Wow.
And I feel like that's significant because it was at Thanksgiving. And the version that was playing was the live version from that concert. But anyway, the song is Whatever Gets You Through the Night is all right. And what this means to me for you is that you don't need to make yourself crazy trying to make the right decision and worrying that you didn't. Whatever it is you decide, because you really know what the best thing to do is, whatever it is you decide is going to be all right. You just have to trust yourself. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
And I'll work.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, dear.
I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. 347-838-9903 is our number. Hi. Thanks for hanging on. What's your first name?
Hi, my first name is Tia.
Hi, Tia.
Hi, Tia.
Where are you calling from?
I'm in Michigan.
And how can we help tonight?
I've been trying to get in contact with my spirit guides for many, many years, and I'm just wondering if you have any advice, or if you have a name, or if there's what I should do to try and get in contact with them.
Absolutely. I would say the best way to begin, if you're sitting in your house and you don't have access to a psychic medium that you could study under, or even, just a psychic, then you can always go to YouTube, and it's free on there. On the little search bar, you would type in guided meditation to meet my spirit guide. And you'll find some of the masters have, let's say, maybe there's one by Wayne Dyer or James Van Praagh or numerous other rather famous psychics have put out these meditations that are guided. And if you sit there and you do them and you close your eyes and you relax and you do it every single day, I would say eventually you are going to meet your spirit guide. It really works. This is how I connected with mine. I was in a class taught by a rather famous psychic medium on the East Coast, and she would run us through this meditation every single week, and then we would do it ourselves at home. And one of these days, there was the spirit guide. I mean, it just works. But you do have to do it, and there is a discipline to it. But that's your best bet for connecting with your spirit guide. Also, it's not as important to see a face or an image. Sometimes you can ask them just for a sign, and they'll give you a color when you close your eyes. You might see one color for each spirit guide. It could be that subtle. But you are definitely being guided daily. It's just so subtle that most people don't realize. They expect it to be dramatic and huge and maybe come with a soundtrack, and it doesn't. The most common way that your spirit guide will give you some advice or guidance is to put inspired thought into your head. That's called claircognizance. And those are those aha moments when you get the answer that you need and you think, how did I think of that? I would never have thought of that. Well, you didn't. The spirit guide put that in your head. So I'd like to also pull a card for you.
Thank you.
And this is a message directly from your spirit guide. Interestingly enough, this is the message. The spirit guide wants you to go within, and I'm feeling a female energy. I'm actually hearing the name Sarah, if that means anything to you, and Sarah would be the name that your spirit guide is saying that you may call her.
Oh,
and yes, and the message is go within, meaning meditate at least 15 minutes a day. You are a very intuitive person already, and there are many wonderful insights that lie waiting inside you. Take the time to be quiet and reflect upon the desires of your heart through meditation and prayer. There's no need to take action right this minute. Be patient with yourself. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting right there. Go within. Okay?
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You are welcome, honey. I'm going to give you to Ken, Tia. And thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Tia.
Hi.
Do you meditate?
I try, but I can never. I just can't seem to shut my brain off ever.
Okay.
So I've been trying for years.
This is probably going to sound either weird or crazy, maybe both. And I want to throw a caveat out there to everybody else who is listening right now or hanging on the phone right now. I am not giving out spirit guides. I am not connecting anybody. Okay, I have to say that because James Brown is here, and I don't know if you have any sort of connection to James or his music, or if you like his music or even are familiar with his music. But whether or not, I'm assuming that you probably at least know of James Brown.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you try to meditate, what you should try and do is imagine in whatever location, works for you, that James is there, and he wants to talk to you, and he's a very recognizable face. He's a recognizable voice. So it's the kind of thing that sort of thing can help you, and he is willing to help you. I don't know that he's a guide for you. Could be. But I think at least in this instance, I think that he could help you meditate better, help you make the connections that you're trying to make. And that's, and it's just because he's so recognizable, and so you don't have to worry about you're seeing the right person or hearing the right thing or any of that kind of stuff, because you know James Brown. So it takes all of that out of the equation, and you can just imagine him standing there dressed however you imagine, because he doesn't care, and have a conversation with him, and just play that out in your head. You know, what would you say to him, and how do you think he'd respond? And let your brain and your third eye sort of develop that into what comes next, and you'll get a feel for how that works. And I think that will help you, whatever he will help you make the connections that you're trying to make. And really, if you've tried a bunch of other things, really, what do you got to lose, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
wonderful.
It's just crazy enough that it just might work. And if you need to get into the for want of a better term, the spirit of things, listen to a couple of James Brown songs so you get that sort of feeling, if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe listen to some of his music before I listen to a meditation video. Is that? Yeah.
Okay. Listen to a meditation video, or you can just listen to his music and see if that's enough. Some people can do that. Some people find it very distracting. Not James's music in particular, but any sort of music that has lyrics. Some people that can work for, some have trouble with that. If you can't, there's, like Toni said, there's tons of videos on YouTube that you can find that, and hopefully find that place and be able to make that connection.
Okay, that's great. I am feeling very positive about this, so I'm very excited. I'm going to get started tonight.
Okay.
Excellent. I know you can do it. You're very intuitive. It's what your guide said.
Thank you,
honey.
Thank you both very much.
Thanks for calling us, Tia. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
347-838-9903 is the number. I feel like I need to say I don't have like a line of dead singers and musicians here waiting to punch in for every call, so that just happened. And James was just here.
It might happen again. You never know.
It might, but I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to connect people with whoever their favorite singers are. And I don't know if James was one of her favorite singers either. I didn't really ask. But I always want to throw that kind of caveat out there, because I just don't want it to be that everybody's going to call up and say, okay, well, what does Frank Sinatra say about what I'm going through?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure Frank will be here momentarily. But anyway, 347-838-9903 is our number. Hi, thanks so much for hanging on. What's your first name?
Vilma.
Hi, if you're calling. There you are. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, what's your first name?
My name is Vilma.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Houston, Texas. Hi, Toni.
Oh, hi, Vilma. Hi, sweetie. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
I'm so glad you called in.
Well, how can we help you
tonight? Thank you very much. This is very interesting. Excuse me?
Good.
No, I just said, how can we help you tonight?
Yes, I'd like to, I'm trying to start up a business in holistic medicine, hypnosis, and energy medicine. And I want to know if there is going to be a time that I can transition from my full-time job into doing this work on a full-time basis, and will it be successful?
I do believe so. Absolutely. You do have to transition in. And the first card that I picked for you is all about manifesting your dreams. It says you are ready to go. There's no need for additional preparation. Take the first steps toward the changes you desire, even if they're small ones. Notice the signs that guide you in the right direction, as well as resources and support that will magically appear. But this is your time, and it's time for you to manifest that dream. And the next card is about releasing the past. It's about letting go. And they're saying that releasing the past can seem like a challenge, but it can also be very liberating. So your angels will help you let go so that you can fly higher than ever before, so that you can really believe in yourself and know that this is what you're supposed to be doing. You and energy healing, energy medicine, absolutely the right way to go. Endings always herald new beginnings. So choose to allow this situation to lead you to that more joyful life that you long for. And you change your life by changing your thoughts. Okay? And now I'm going to give you the Ken. Thank you so much for calling us, Vilma.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, honey.
Hi, Thelma. The song that was playing when we picked up your call was "Carry On, Wayward Son" by Kansas. Well, it's like it's 70s night here. Do you know that Kansas song?
It is.
Which one is it?
"Carry On, Wayward Son."
Oh, Carry On. Oh, yes. I love that
Okay.
song.
Okay. This is a song that says, I know it ain't been easy, but it's going to work out. There will be peace when you are done. You got to hang in there and keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to get to where you want to be. But you just have to believe that. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay.
It has been a journey. But I feel that I'm supposed to be doing this work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're definitely doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You just gotta keep on keeping on and hang in there. And you'll be glad that you did. You'll be glad you did.
Well, I'm really looking forward to what's to come.
Yes.
Good.
So,
yes.
Good.
Well, thank you so much. I so do appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you, honey. We're so glad you called in.
Yeah, we sure are.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
347-838-9903 is the number here at Psychic Tapestry. Hi, thanks for hanging on. What's your first name?
Hi, I'm really enjoying your show. My name is Allison.
Thank you.
Thank
really
you.
Enjoying the show. Yeah. My name is Allison. And without going into any details, I would like to have a card for this particular what's what I'm looking for. This particular part of this particular chapter or stage of my see how I put this. Okay, let me back up a little bit. I'm going to rephrase it. I would like to have a card for finding, locating, or having the right person attend me with my upcoming surgeries.
Okay.
Find somebody. I have no friends, no family, so I'm in a situation where I'm to find. I can't just randomly hire somebody, a stranger off the street. I have to actually. They have to kind of know me and so on. And the hospital only then will agree to the surgery. I have that set up.
Okay, sweetheart. The first card that popped out for you is Inner Strength. Now, this comes straight from your guides and angels. You have great courage, and you are a very kind person. You may not realize how strong and powerful you are, but there's no problem you can't solve. Remember that the compassion you so freely give to others must also be given to yourself. Your angels and guides want you to stand strong in your convictions and know that you are never alone and that you are very loved. Okay? Now, the next card is a card of emotion, and it begins by saying that there are wonderful people who wish to help you. Now, that's significant because you do need someone to help you now with the upcoming surgery. They're saying opportunities are being offered to you, but you aren't noticing or trusting the gifts that are being given to you by heaven. Look around you. Daydreaming or going within is a healthy way to get clarity, as long as you act upon your insights. So the angels and guides are saying that there are people around you who do wish to help you. I don't know if you've mentioned what's going on in your life to some of your acquaintances and people that you already know. There is someone in your circle who would step up and help you. That's what they're saying.
I have, yeah. I don't know a lot of people, but there is one person who has actually, as it turns out, undergone. He's much younger than I am, but he's undergone a similar kind of surgery. So he's been sharing with me some of his experiences, and so I've been opening up to him because of that commonality that we have.
Yes.
I don't know if I can do what I need to have done in terms of transportation. I cannot say. I would
You're
feel
going to be fine, honey.
because
You're going to be fine.
He has a job,
okay.
and that's where the issue is. This is a very this has been a very long journey for me. It's been more than 2 years. I moved across the country to get this done. I've had to wait.
Right.
So this is the final piece in the puzzle that needs to get sealed before the doctors will agree to do this. So there's one person who knows there's and because he works, he would have to actually take time off. I don't know if his employer would agree to that. So that's the only person that I've started with, but there is one.
Well, the more people you tell, and the more people that you ask about if they know anyone who would like to help, you will find the right person. And I think you'll be instrumental also in suggesting someone. That's what I'm feeling. And now I'm going to give you to Ken for your song.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, Della, and we'll be praying for you.
Thank you. I really need the help right now from the divine. I truly do.
We will pray for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, sweetie.
Thank you.
Hi, Allison.
Hi.
The song that was playing was a song called Redemption Day that Sheryl Crow recorded this a few years ago, and she, through technological wizardry, made it as a duet with Johnny Cash from a recording that he had done years before. I don't know if you know the song. The line that really... Pardon?
I do not know the song. I know who she is, and I know I've never heard the song. I'm writing it down, though.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's in the soul to feel such things, but weak to watch without speaking. Oh, what mercy sadness brings, if God be willing. And what I feel like this means is kind of like what Toni said, that it's a hard thing to talk about, but you'll be surprised at the support that you get if you do. And really you don't have anything to lose by not. So,
yes.
So and I know it's easy for me to say this miles away and in my comfortable home without going through what you're going through. Easy for me to say that, and I'm certainly not telling you what to do, but I think that this is one of those cases where your road will be easier if you do share this. You'll be surprised at who will come forward to speak for you.
Yeah, that's actually, I appreciate that confirmation or that iteration. It is something that I'm really in a situation where I have to do that. It's not comfortable for me to do that. I'm extremely independent and was raised to never need anybody. But this is really critical. It's the only way I can achieve what needs to be achieved by it's by networking, talking with people. So I really, really, really appreciate what you have said. It just really kind of lifts my spirit a bit today to really keep moving forward and to get this piece of the puzzle put into place. The surgery is already scheduled. It's already set up. Everything's ready to go. Just need this one last piece, and then I can go full steam ahead. It's Merry Christmas to me, with the surgery. So I'm very excited.
Right,
I will keep talking. I will take what both of you said to heart and really vocalize what I need and to human beings, not just spirit. I hope that somebody will really step forward and be there for me in the way I really need this time.
Yes.
Good.
We'll be praying too.
Thank you very much. Thank you both. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for calling us.
Lovely holiday. Thank you.
Same to you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I was about to give the phone number out again, and we've got about 2 minutes left before Blog Talk Radio will just cut us off. And it's not because of Blog Talk Radio, it's because programmed it to go to 9 p. Eastern, and minutes away from 9 a.m. So hey, this is what you told, so I'm going to stop. What that means is that we're going to be able to get to of hanging on, and I'm sorry about that. I'll be back in 2 weeks if you can. I mean, I don't hold for 2 weeks, but if you want, 2 weeks from tonight, I will be back on Psychic Tapestry from time to time, and are ready and willing and able to help you. In the meantime, thanks to everybody who called in tonight. Thank you for listening. And as always, Toni, thank you so much. I am very grateful.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very grateful to share this little bit of internet real estate with you.
Thank you, and I am very grateful to be here with you, as always. You know that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks again, everybody. We will be back 2 weeks from tonight, technology willing, and take care of yourself. If you're in the U.S., we both hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you're not in the U.S., we hope you have a wonderful week full of gratitude, really, wherever you are. And thank you. The message just popped into the chat room. Thank you for your show. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate that. Have a great couple of weeks. Stay safe, and remember to tell those close to you that you love them. And we will talk soon.
Yes. And we love you. Bye.
Yes, we do. Bye.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses, so don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.